What's going on, guys? Roma the Roma here. I want to start with a few disclaimers. First of all, this is vertical YouTube, so hopefully it comes up good on your phones. Hit the like button if it does, hit the dislike button if it doesn't. Just let me know up front. Another disclaimer, this is not anecdotal advice. This is from experience. Everything I'm talking about, I've done. Yeah, I don't like to give anecdotal advice because I don't. When I learn from people, I like to learn from people who have actually done that. So rest assured, all these techniques I'm about to share, I've done. It's nothing. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's nothing new. But I think this is kind of a fresh perspective on it from the book selling community, at least. I don't think a lot of people are talking about all these techniques at once. So you could if you master one of these techniques, you're gonna really put yourself in a position to where you can scale your business fast. But if you don't use these techniques and you're paying for inventory and you're starting out like me, like I just graduated college, it's gonna be very, very tough to scale your book business because you're inevitably gonna run out of money by spending so much on inventory. So without further ado, let me get into this. So, and this is all off the cuff. I just got inspired because I watched my friend's video, Jason. Me and him, we had a 1,000 book challenge this January, and quickly I found out, oh shit, I'm paying $1.50 a book. You guys see right here, average inventory cost for books if you're going thrifting and going to libraries, about $1.50. So 1,000 books a month is $1,500. So another thing is, there's two things that are important when it comes to running a business. You have time and you have money. You have to decide where to allocate both those things. Rich people value their time more than they value money. Poor people are the opposite. I think starting out as a poor person, I'm still poor. I'm still trying to scale this book business up high. And part of the reason why I really had to go to these techniques is because I have a sales goal of 500,000 this year. So my sales goal is fucking super high for me. Last year I only did like 80,000. Which is barely, after we ran numbers, it's nothing. I was living in my car. This year, I just broke like 120,000. So these techniques are a result of me, running out of money to spend on inventory, and I had to get creative with it. But time and money, rich people value time more than they value their money. They don't want to spend time cooking breakfast for themselves. They have people drive them around so they can make phone calls and text. They really value their time a lot, and I think even as poor people, we should start valuing our time more. I think a lot of resellers, I watch what a lot of resellers are doing. Some resellers that are more successful than me are still packing their inventory, which is a job that costs about $10 an hour to pay someone else to do. So inventory costs about $1.50 per book. That's about $1,500 you're spending for every 1,000 books you're getting. And if you plan on scaling a book business, you should be getting 1,000 a week, fairly soon. That's $1,500 a week. That really adds up fast. With no loans or anything, that's going to be tough if you're paying $1.50 a book. I know $1.50 a book's pretty cheap, but once you start scaling this, it gets really expensive. So I want to compare these two numbers here. If you see, for 1,000 books, you're going to spend $1,500, right? For $10 an hour, paying someone else, and this just gets your brain thinking. I'm not saying go hire someone now, but for $10 an hour, that's what you can pay someone here in Nashville, Tennessee. You can, for $400 a week, you can have someone full time. Now, what could they be doing for you full time? You could probably, if you wrote out a list, if you're a full-time bookseller, I guarantee you could find things for them to do. Mainly sourcing, listing, and then there's a bunch of online shit, repricing, which in this video, maybe I don't recommend everyone hire someone immediately, but I do recommend if you guys aren't using a virtual assistant yet, 100% hire a virtual assistant to handle all the online side of things. I had a virtual assistant this morning. She's fixing all my stranded inventory. I'm training her how to reprice. There's just so many things they can do online. But if you're opposed to this, and I guess this is why I'm really bringing this up. A lot of retail arbitrage guys will go out and they'll spend $2,500 on fucking Barbie dolls. $2,500. And then they're like, oh, I can't afford a lister. I'm like, dude, for $100 you can't pay someone on a Friday afternoon to sit down and list all your Barbie dolls up. This just doesn't resonate with me at all. No, I'm sorry, for $100, you could free up a whole day of your time. You could go out, you could find more leads, you could implement more of these techniques. Anyway, this is not this video is not even really like targeting retail arbitrage guys. This is for book guys, because that's, again, I don't give anecdotal advice, I give advice from shit I've actually done. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the purpose of this video, and that is 3 ways to alleviate cost of inventory. And I just wanted to give that first part of the presentation because I get really fired up over it. Like, even booksellers are guilty of this, like the retail arbitrage guys especially, because they spend an enormous amount of money on Barbie dolls. It's crazy. But even book guys, $1.50 a book, 1,000 books is $1,500. I just want you guys to realize you can hire someone full-time for $400 a week. Now, I'm not saying anyone should go do that, but just keep in mind that you can get 40 hours of someone's time. Another way to look at this is you free 40 hours up of your time to work on your business rather than in your business. Okay? So, the ways to get free inventory. Free. Okay? All of these aren't free 100%. Two of them you're gonna have to pay someone back in the future, but it's zero cost up front, which allows you to scale a business. The first one actually is free. The first one, and we've talked about this before, me and Matthew Adolph, we had a whole video on how to get free books, is frame yourself as a declutter service. So, I mean, I don't really have to go into detail on this. We have a whole hour-long video on it if you guys want to look. I'll link it below in the description. But just frame yourself as a declutter business. We will come and pick up books for you. We will find homes for books. That's it. It's not complicated. Like, it's really not. Like, I have this whiteboard with all this fancy shit on it. It's really simple. You're providing a service, and shout out to the clutter guy in Wisconsin. He doesn't have any subscribers on YouTube yet, but I mean, he's got a good point. You don't want to frame yourself as getting donations, because then you're competing with Goodwill, you're competing with Salvation Army. You want to frame yourself as offering a service. You're a declutter. And he framed it way better than I am right now, but basically you're providing a service. You're taking people's books and getting them back in the hands of readers. So that's number one, and we talk about that a lot. We have a whole hour-long video on it if you guys want to check it out. I'll link it in the description later. Second option is consignment. I think this one's huge. I think selling consignment is way, way, way underutilized in the book community, and there's just so much potential there. And I mean, it's simple. You go find someone with lots of books, preferably valuable books, students with textbooks, professors with rooms of textbooks, people online. In this case, I've used it to sell all of y'all's textbooks. I sell other resellers restricted inventory. If you guys want to sell me restricted inventory, again, in the description, I'll have instructions on how to do that. I'm doing it on consignment. Zero upfront cost for me. So you guys can do this. You guys can go to your neighbor's house, say, I'll sell your books. You guys can go to your thrift store, offer to sell their books on consignment. Now, it's not free inventory because you're going to pay them eventually when it sells on whatever split you agree on, 50-50, 75-25, 90-10, whatever it is. If you can get 90-10, that's pretty impressive. Whatever it is, you can alleviate 100% any upfront cost. Now, the last one's very similar to consignment, but it's a little bit different. And I think this is the one that has been least talked about in the book selling community. And this could actually, if you're an RA, retail arbitrage guy watching this, I think this is actually something you guys should be doing is seek out mentors, find people way ahead of you in the business who are killing it, who understand the business. Go to the meetups, meet these people, and network with them. Network with people that have way more money than you and who are crushing it in the business. Because number one, they're just going to be able to give you raw advice. But number two, they understand the business you're in. So what I've done is I have several people who loan me money. So this last dot right here, I know you guys can't, these videos never come out too well. but you're gonna have a loan. I like to frame it as there's a loan tied to a SKU. Okay? So if Steve, I'm gonna present to Steve, I'm gonna be like, hey Steve, I have $1,000 in inventory. It's probably gonna yield $3,000 profit over the next 6 months. Would you be opposed? This is some like salesman shit coming out of me. You always want to ask a no question. This is from the book Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Would you be opposed to loaning me $1,000, and you can negotiate it however you want, but essentially you're going to reap the person who loans you that money. It's not there's no interest on it. I mean, technically there's no even guarantee they're going to get the money back, technically. But I mean, like I said earlier, you guys are both in the same business. We both sell books. We both know these books are going to sell. So it's going to yield $3,000 profit. You'll get a lifetime earning of 10%, or of 15%, or 25%, whatever you guys agree on. So now you have SKUs associated with your lender. So your lender's going to like this because it's actually better for them than a bank loan. And I didn't even add bank loan as an option for free inventory because that's not free inventory. I was going to add get a loan from your bank or use credit cards to get inventory. It's not free inventory. You're paying for the inventory. It's inventory cost. All of these, zero inventory cost. You're not paying anything. So this last one, if you do the math, it's actually like you're getting a really shitty loan because you're going to end up paying them a lot more in the long run. In the long run, you're going to be paying them a lot. Because if it's $3,000 profit and you agree to do 10%, even if you're only paying them 10% net proceeds, you're still paying them $300. Their initial loan was $1,000, so it's 30% right there. 30% interest is really shitty. So I'm not even going to have bank loan as an option. But once you guys do start really getting into this business, you're going to get loan offers from Amazon, from Sellers Funding is a good one. You're going to get offers from these people. And in my opinion, you should take them because taking a loan for inventory, because I've been doing this a lot and it's a safe way of getting inventory, but if you do the math, I'm actually paying these guys more. It's safe for me because I don't pay them until I start making a profit. But regardless, once you start getting comfortable with buying books and selling books and understanding which books will sell, you've been in it for a while, you'll get comfortable taking 10,000, 50,000 or whatever and throwing it all into inventory. But until then, these are all, even not until then, now these are great ways to alleviate inventory costs. I still use all three of these. I wish I could do more than Declutter. Declutter is probably a hard one because you gotta find a way you gotta find something to do with your duds. You gotta fucking rent trucks and shit because you're taking everything. You're a declutter service now. Consignment, I love. This is my favorite one. This is probably the one I'm doing the best because you're providing the service for someone. You're selling books for them. You're paying them good. You're paying them. I pay my consignees 50%. So, and then the last one, you're gonna have to network for this one. You could propose it to someone who's not in the business, someone who doesn't sell books, and they're gonna. I feel like people would be weirded out by that. People would rather just give you a loan than have like their money tied to a SKU. But the cool thing about being in the reseller community, and if you guys are watching this video and it's, whatever, even now, but in the future, I'm going to have extra money. I'm going to want to invest in younger versions of me. So younger versions of me running out and be like, hey, I just found a room full of books, but they want $500 for them, but it's going to yield $2,000 over the next 3 months. Do you want to invest in that? I'm like, hell yeah, put Romer as your SKU, blah, 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 and we can do business together. So there's a lot of opportunity out there, okay? And I hope that video was valuable to you guys. If you guys have any requests for future content, as always, comment below. Like this video, dislike this video if it was bad. Let me know. I gotta know. Subscribe. If this isn't the type of shit you like to be seeing on your YouTube screen, unsubscribe. Just do what you guys gotta do. Much love, family. Peace out.